everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial. I so can't do the Vogue. I'm rubbish. I am using the new Colourpop full collection. I am using the Forever Freshman eyeshadow set. I'm using all of the colours on my eyes. And the lipstick is also from the full collection too, as is my blush, and pretty much everything else is Colourpop really. So yeah, so I hope that you enjoy this look. I'm not sure what I want to call this look. Blue smoky eye, full smoky eye, smoky eye. Who knows? Anyway, I hope you all enjoy the video and I will see you all soon. Bye. Hello everybody. Okay, so first I'm priming my eyelids with the Benefit Air Patrol BB eyelid primer, which is my favorite eyeshadow primer at the moment. This will keep your eyeshadow in place as well as help with any creasing under the eye area for any shadow or concealer that you'll put there. And then I'm going to be priming my face with my favorite primer as well, as in face primer, which is the Laura Mercier foundation primer. This is one of the best primers on the market and I highly recommend this. It's really refreshing and it's not silicone based as far as I'm aware, so it's great for like everyday kind of skin. Then I'm using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation in the shade Y385, and this is 2 pumps of the foundation which I just dot evenly all over my face. And then I'm using a Real Techniques buffing brush to blend it all in. I always tend to use 2 pumps. I'm normally left over with like a tiny little bit on my hand, and then I do any kind of touch-ups off camera if I kind of need to, because I am sitting quite away from my mirror, which is obviously not how I do my makeup. I've normally got it all up in my face. Now I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I'm using MAC's Prep and Prime in the shade Light Boost to conceal under my eyes, to highlight my cheekbone area, my nose, my forehead, my top lip, as well as my chin. And then as always, I'm using one of my grubby looking beauty blenders, which I really think needs to go in the bin because it's so horrendous it just won't stay clean anymore. And I'm using it to blend everything out. Next I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette, and I'm using the Real Techniques contour brush to correct, set and all the rest underneath my eye, as well as everywhere else that you saw me placing the highlighter. And yeah, then I just use those 2 shades there to just do the nose and the chin, forehead and top lip. Under the eyes is the only place that I tend to use the corrector because you don't need correcting anywhere else. Then I'm using my MAC Studio Fix foundation in the shade NC40, which is a powder, and I'm using the Sigma Large Powder F30 brush to set all my foundation in place so that it does not move throughout the day, and it sets the foundation, getting rid of any residue stickiness that might be hanging around. Now as always, I am prepping my lips with my Carmex lip balm to prep for my lipstick later on. I'm using the same shade on my eyes, which is Lyric from the Kat Von D palette, and I'm using a Sigma E40 tapered blending brush just to set my eyes. And then I am taking some sellotape and going backwards and forwards on my hand to get rid of any residue stickiness, and I'm using this as a guide because I'm going to be using a very dark eyeshadow and I tend to like to use tape when I'm doing that. Now I just realised that I shouldn't have done my concealer. That was really dumb because obviously it's going to come off with the sellotape. Well done, Charlena. Now I'm using Colourpop's Forever Freshman Super Shock eyeshadow set from the full collection, and I am first using the shade As If in the crease, and I am using a hair and makeup addiction brush called the Blender to go backwards and forwards in the crease area to give myself a nice transition shade. Now I'm using the shade called Baby T, and I'm using a Morphe G17 brush, which is a very dense fluffy blending brush, and I am placing it on the outer part of my eye. I'm not really dragging it inwards. This is not a kind of an outer V sort of shade. This is the kind of look that you do if you want to have a very slight cat eye, and it just kind of gives a lot of dimension to the outside of your eye. And this is meant to be a matte shade, but I don't know if you can tell, it's got a bit of a sheen to it, so it's not completely matte. So I just did this on both sides. Next I'm using the shade called 90210, and I'm using again a Makeup Addiction Cosmetics brush called the Shader, and I'm applying it all over the lid, up to the crease area and right next to the baby T shade. And then afterwards, if you need to blend between those two shades, you can. I didn't really need to, because using the shader brush kind of made it blend nicely into the other one. Now I'm using the shade called the Crimper and a MAC fluff brush to apply it to the brow bone. This is actually a very shimmery gold color. And then I am going back in again with that first shade, which is called As If, just to get rid of any harsh lines. Then I removed the tape, obviously, as you can see, and I kind of went back in with a little bit of concealer, but I did that off camera. Now I'm using the brush called the Groomer, and I'm tidying up my brows. And then, as always, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow in the shade Chocolate to fill in my brows and just tidy them up and make them look a little bit neat. And then I set it all with the clear brow gel, as I do in every single video. And then I will also apply L'Oreal Superliner Perfect Slim, as I do in every single video. I'm just going to shut up now so you can watch. The lower lash line, I'm using this reddish brown shade called Melrose, and again a Makeup Addiction Cosmetics brush called the Detailer, and I'm going backwards and forwards on the lower lash line. I had to blend this out quite a bit, as these are cream to powder foundations, shadows, so you do have to work a little bit with them just to make sure they're blended out nicely. Then I'm using my normal Rimmel Scandaleyes Kohl Kajal eyeliner on my waterline, as I do in every single video, just to give my eyes again a bit of definition. Then I'm using MAC's pencil brush, and I'm using the shade Kush, which is an amazingly bright silver shade. Oh, that's why I was like, wow, awesome. And I am using this to open up my eyes and place it onto the tear duct area so that it brightens up the eyes and doesn't make them look so closed off. Then I'm using Sigma's mascara in Sinuosity. It's called Sinuosity Lash, and I'm applying that all over my lashes. I'm not using any fake lashes today because I couldn't be asked. Oh, I mean, I couldn't be bothered. You didn't hear that. I didn't swear. Okay, I do swear sometimes. And yeah, this is the finished eye look, and it looks lovely, and I'm very happy with it. Now I'm using the shade Shadow Play and an F40 large angled contour brush by Sigma to carve out my cheekbones, as well as give my tiny little forehead. My forehead doesn't really need much definition. As you can see, I've got a fairly small forehead. I just kind of do it to give my face a little bit of depth so that it doesn't look so flat, because foundation can get rid of the dimension from your face. So it's always good to kind of build it back up where you can. And it also warms up your face. Then I'm using that same brush that I used for my under eye area, just to tidy up any harsh lines. Then I'm using the shade Never Been Kissed, which is also by Colourpop from their fall collection, and I'm using a Sigma Duo Fiber F50 brush to not blend it in, but more dab it onto the cheeks, as it is again a cream to powder blush. And I'm using the shade Lunch Money, and I am using a stippling brush by MAC, and I am placing this along my cheekbones. This is a really shimmery gold shade. Sometimes I think my camera doesn't show up the colours to full effect. I know you guys like this lighting, but I actually, funnily enough, prefer the previous lighting because it showed off the colours a bit more true to form. But anyway, not that I am saying that, you know what, I should just shut up. it looks nice anyways. To line my lips, I'm using Colourpop's Lippie pencil in the shade Button, which is like an orangey caramel shade, just to, you know, line my lips obviously. Then I am using the shade Choker, which is from the Back to Kohl Lippie Stick set, again from Colourpop's fall collection. And then, as this is a different shade to the lip liner, I'm just blending those two together so that there is no harsh lines between them. But as this is a very nude shade, on some people it won't work. It didn't look so bad on me, but I just wanted to kind of darken it a little bit just to give my lips a little bit more definition. And here we are, voila, this is the final look. Oh look, the hair is miraculously done. Let's give a little flick, and the jewelry is on. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. Hope you're all great. Love you all. Bye.